I think LeBron liked that matchup and then forced to give it up. Yao stays with him.
Oh, Yao moving his feet.
Garnett from James.
Well, you had 5 defensive players from the West all back in the paint right there. There was no place for LeBron to go, and Kobe is feeling it from behind that three-point line. There's that soft rim that Marv spoke about in the first half. We saw that with Paul Pierce earlier, this time by Kobe Bryant.
21 points for Bryant. That was his 3rd from three-point land. Oh, James with the reverse. LeBron James going glass. 93-80, West on top. We're halfway through the 3rd quarter. Bryant with a long three-point attempt. Yao going for the steal and a foul as he and Howard come together. Foul is on Yao Ming. And a timeout is taken. So Yao picks up his 2nd. Kobe Bryant now with 21 points. LeBron James, 6 of 12. He has 15.
The people who took part in that, Paul Pierce of the Celtics, what was that like to build some homes for some people who really needed it?
It was great. You know, that's something that the NBA implemented during All-Star Weekend where we can lend a helping hand when we get in. And you can see it in the kids' faces. They really enjoy us coming out there, helping out and doing the things we can do in the community.
How surprised were they when they saw you guys coming out with hammers and shovels and they're sitting there getting ready to do some work?
Hey, we do work too. You know, it's not all about basketball. It's about giving back. And that's what we try to do to the community and showing how the NBA cares.
It's been a lot of years for All-Star games for you. How are you enjoying this one with your 2 Celtics teammates?
I'm enjoying it more than ever because, you know, it is my 7th All-Star game, but I always treat it like it's my first. And to be able to share it with 2 guys that's on my team, it's an honor.
Paul, thanks very much. Great first half. Maybe see you back out there.
All right, baby.
All right, back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, David. Last season's MVP of the NBA Finals, averaging 22 a game against the Lakers, Paul Pierce. And that's a three-pointer for Mo Williams, who now has 10. The West up by 10, just under 5 to go in this 3rd quarter. Bryant with the step and hits on the reverse.
Now, Kobe came out early in this game with that big first quarter, and he just kept it up the entire way. This is skip pass from Mo Williams that went off the fingertips of LeBron James.
Shaquille O'Neal back on the floor for the West. Paul lost the handle, was deflected out of bounds. Danny Granger, Ray Allen have checked back in for the East.
A little hesitation move there by Kobe. Takes the ball to the other side of the rim to get away from the shot blocker and finishes nicely.
Shaq being played by Howard.
Clear him out
Shaq
there,
to go
Shaq.
at him. Well, he throws it back the other way. Wisely. Paul knocks it down and assist for Shaq.
Thought he was going to cross over Dwight Howard right there. Allen Iverson style.
There's Shaq creating for Chris Paul on that play.
Williams for Howard. Mo Williams pulling one out of the playbook of the probing Steve Nash. Foul on Paul. Shaquille O'Neal in his 15th All-Star appearances, 2nd all-time to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, followed by Jerry West, Karl Malone, and Michael Jordan.
In some of those appearances, Shaq was hurt and didn't actually participate, but was voted on. One of the great all-time dominant big men. You could obviously one across from us in Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq, a member of 4 NBA championship teams, 3 with the Lakers and the one with Miami, and a 2-time All-Star game MVP.
And the young man Dwight Howard at the free throw line, working with one of the all-time great players, Patrick Ewing, down in Orlando.
Oh, beautifully done as Paul went between the legs to set it up for O'Neal.
Shaq knows how to have fun.
Allen's pass broken up. Bryant slipping it to O'Neal.
Oh, yes.
And that's kicked out of bounds by Howard.
Look at Phil Jackson and Frank Hamlin over on that bench on the West bench just laughing. Kurt Rambis, Brian Shaw. Look at Kurt Rambis. Say, Shaq, get back into that triangle into the low post.
Now Tim Duncan sits down. Chauncey Billups back on the floor. So Bryant, Phillips, and Paul, along with Shaq and Stoudemire. Shot clock down to 5. They double up on Shaq, and he is right inside. He had
Danny
the
Granger.
mismatch, yes.
Yeah. Danny thought about fouling, but he was like, I don't know if I can get my arms around Shaq.
And Shaquille O'Neal with his 4th dunk of the game. He now has 12 points, 6 of 7 overall.
Kobe Bryant to Shaquille O'Neal. We saw this many a times in Los Angeles, and Danny Granger thought about fouling him, trying to wrap him up, but I don't think that would have done him any good, Coach.
No, well, you can see again with the East, they're just so undersized that, you know, Rashard Lewis out there against Shaq, he's going to have to make 3-point shots. And as Phil Jackson said, he's encouraging the East to continue to fire from out there. And again, the difference in points in the paint, I mean, 66 points in the paint for the West, 38 for the, so plus 28. And on top of that, the West have plus 9 on fast break. So you got a bigger lineup out there. You're winning the paint, and you're also getting out on the fast break and are plus 9. So right now the West is having their way.
West now over the foul limit by virtue of that foul by O'Neal. Tony Parker of the Spurs back on the floor. Well, Williams saying, who has Billups? Chauncey working his way into the corner wide open, and he still is as Bryant takes to the rim. And again, it is O'Neal doing some push-ups.
We don't want him to tear the basket down here. Not today. He did that once in here in Phoenix a long time ago when he was playing with the Magic.
Nice move by Ray Allen. Yeah, that was a delightful day. We were doing the national telecast, and it was much work for sideline reporters as again O'Neal is able to stuff to kill the time, allowing the maintenance crew here to get a new backboard and rim.
It wasn't Shaq-proof. Now they're all Shaq-proof. So we think.
Well, he pulled it down. The stanchion came down. Remember, Marv, he didn't tear down the backboard. And the backboard was still intact. The basket just collapsed. I mean, it was the backboard was actually sitting down on the floor.
Shaq now 8 of 9, 16 points. And 6 of those shots have been dunks. Pierce misfired on a 3, kept alive by Allen. On the back tap, Mo Williams. Tried the look-away pass, deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the West.
Well, Shaq, as we saw when the starters and reserve was introduced, rapping and dancing, you see right here the bounce pass right through the legs of Howard. And the nice finish by the big cactus. Now you see me, and now you don't. The big Diesel with the finish, with the king loving it.
Get up, y'all. Y'all. Yo, tip. Yo, tip. Get the tip. Get the tip. Oh, yeah, B-Roy. Oh, yeah, B-Roy. Get this thing at least 10 by halftime. All right? You want to act like you coming up here, jump on this side, change it, then I'm coming off butt naked and I got all them wide open.
You talk about Chris Paul, the true point guard, leading, telling them we want to be up by 10. Now they're up by 20.
And this is the biggest lead of the night. Coming up on a minute and a half remaining in the third. A long three-point attempt from Joe Johnson, rebounded by Tony Parker. The West 17 of 22 from the field here in the third. As Billups goes wide on that one.
You know, you see Joe Johnson, who's had such a great year for the Atlanta Hawks, who are playing very, very well. You know, Mark, he has not played well in this building since he has gone to Atlanta. I don't know if he's, you know, comes in here and greater expectations or whatever, but even as a member of the Hawks today, he's not shot the ball well. And don't know if he puts a lot of pressure on himself to perform better here because he was once here a member of this team.
Here's Shaq getting